Hello guys, so in this section I'm going to be walking us through on how to create a Word document in Python. And the first thing you need to do is that you need to install this library, pip install python-docx. You can actually install it using your terminal, or you're actually using Jupyter Notebook. You need to include the exclamation mark there. So after installing it, the next thing is that you need to import from the doc import document. So we're going to say from the doc library import this particular should I call it package or module. Okay, so you're going to create an object of this let me call it class of this class. So let's call it file. You're going to say file equals to document. So once you want it now, it's going to create an object of that, and with that you can actually add an heading. So if you actually want to add a title, you just need to say dot add heading, then you just need to pass the name of the heading. So I'm going to pass in my name, which is a dynamic technocrat. So you're going to pass in the level, that is the level. So for level 0 actually means is going to make use of title, while level 1 means heading 1, level 2 means heading 2, and so on like that. So I'm going to pass 0. So I'm going to run it now. So I'm going to save it now. You just need to say file.save. Then you're going to pass in, so let's call it dt, which is dynamic technocrat, then plus the extension of the doc file, which is docx. So if you actually run it now, it's going to save. So I'm going to open the document now, so you'll be able to see it. So this is the document now. So you can see it now that it's dynamic technocrat, and it's actually titled. That's because I'm using level 0. If I'm making use of 1, it's going to be heading 1. So let me just show you that. So I'm coming. So I just need to go back to my code, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rerun this. I'm going to rerun the objects and then change this to level 1. Run it. Then I'm going to save it in a different name. I'm going to call it ds10. So ds10. So if I run it now, it's going to run. So let me try to open it. So I'm going to click on it, download. So it's going to download it in my download path. So I'm going to come here, Ctrl 0. Then if I go to browse, I'm going to see the file there. This is it, D10. And if I actually check it now, you can see that it's in header 1. So can you see it now? It's in header 1. So the next thing is that let's try to add a body to this heading. So what I just need to do is I just need to say file dot add paragraph. Then I'm going to pass in the paragraph name. In the paragraph, I can actually say dynamic technocrats specialize in Python programming. So if you actually want to add another heading below it, I just need to say file dot add heading. Then I can actually pass an heading. I can say skill. Then the level. Let's make the level to be level 1, so that this dynamic is going to be level 0. So I'm going to pass a body, which is the add paragraph. Then I'm going to say Python. So these are some of the skill. So if I actually want to add another skill as a paragraph under it, I just need to say add paragraph. Then Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Excel. So I just need to run it again, then I'll save it in DT11. So I'm going to run it. I just need to come down here, click on it and download. Then if I actually come down here and press Ctrl 0, I'll be able to have access to the document. So if you actually look at it now, you can see that these are the body of this heading, which is the skill, why these actually belong to this one here. So if I click on this, it will collapse it. If I click on here, it will expand it. So that is how to create documents in using Python. And the next thing is that let's try to add a picture to our document. So I'm going to add a picture before the name. So I just need to say file dot add picture. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to upload a particular picture here. So the first thing you need to do is that you need to pass in the parts of that picture here, but I'll just upload it to my current directory. So I just need to go to upload. So I'll pick a picture of myself, I'll click on open, then I'll upload it. So the name of the picture is dg.jpg. So I just need to pass the name here, which is dg.jpg. So if I run it now, so I'm going to save it on DT12. So if I click on it now to download, and I go to my documents, go to browse, and if I actually check it now, you'll see that I'm having the picture before the name. But the issue with the picture is that the picture is too big. So let's try to reduce it. So if I actually want to reduce the picture, all what I need to do is I'm going to say from doc.shared. So I'm going to import a particular class called inches. So this will allow us to resize the image. For us to resize the image, we just need to come to the parameter and pass the width to be equals to inches. So we can actually make use of 2 inches for the width, and for the height we can also make use of 2 inches as well for the height. So if I run it now, I'm going to save it on DT12, 13 rather. So I'm going to come down here, download it. Then if I actually come down here to open the file, save file. So if I actually watch it now, it's loading. Okay, I think there is a mistake somewhere. Perhaps I didn't save it very well. That is, it should be 2 inches. Everything is correct. I'm coming. Let me run it again. I'm going to run it again. I'm going to save it on DT14 because I don't know why it's not working well. So I'm going to download it. I'm going to come back here and press Ctrl O and go to browse. Then I'm going to open it. So this is it. It's working well now. I don't know why it's not working well the previous time. So can you actually see that it actually reduce it. So if I make use of another inches, is going to, so let's make use of inches 1 and inches 1. So I'm going to run this. I'm going to run this and I'm going to save it on DT15. So if I come down here and I download it to my download parts, so I'll be able to open it easily here. So that is why I'm downloading to this part. So I open DT15 now. It's actually more smaller. Okay, so finally, let's go to how to add a table. For that, I'm going to be adding this table. So I'm going to be adding this DG. The age, let's just call it 15. The gender, let's call it male. So in Python, so if you actually want to add it, it's very simple. You just need to say file dot add table. Then you're going to specify the row. The row equals to, let's create 2 rows because we're having 2 rows there, 1, 1, 2, and 3 columns, and columns to be equals to 3. Don't forget to change this row to S here. So I'm going to save it in a variable name called table because I want to use it. So after saving it, what I need to do next is that I need to call on table dot cell. Then I'm going to specify in Python, you know, this one actually starts from 1, 2, but in Python it's going to be 0, is 0, 1. And then for the column is going to be 0, 1, 2 as well. So if I actually want to pass maybe this name there, you just need to say in the 0, okay, but further let me just run this. You can see that it actually asks for the row and the column. So I'm going to pass in for the row. We are making use of row 0, which actually specified means this. You know, Python normally starts from 0, not 1. So this 1 will represent 0, row 0. So let's specify column 0 now. So we just need to say comma column 0. then we just need to say dot text equals to, then we pass it whatever we want to pass. So I'm going to pass in the name, then below the name, so let's create the heading first. So I'm going to say table again dot cell. So for the second one, is actually in row 0, but is in column 1. You know, this one is column 0, while this one is column 1. So I'm going to say is in row 0 column 1 dot text. So I'm going to pass in the second one, which is the age of the user. And finally, for the columns, I'm going to say dot cell. Then I'm going to pass, so the last one is also in row 0 or column 2. That will be 0 2 dot text equals to gender. So if I actually run it now, I'm going to rerun this. If I run it, I'm going to save it in DT16. So if I run it now and I come down here and I save it for download, if I come down here and press Ctrl 0 under browse, and if I open it now, we have our text, which is normal. Then also we also have our table. Can you see it now? We have our table. Very good. So let's try to add content under our table. Let's try to add something under it. So we just need to come down to Python and say, so don't forget that if you actually want to add something under it, this is 2. So in Python is going to be row 1 column 0. So we are going to say table dot cell row 1 column 0 dot text is equals to, so I can actually pass in the name of the user. Then for the second one, we just need to say table dot cell, okay, that is row 1 column 1 dot text. Then we can actually pass the age of the user, 15. Then finally, we just need to say table dot cell row 1 column 2. Then we'll be able to pass in the text. Then we'll be able to pass in our mail. So I'm going to run this. I'm going to save it in DT17. So if I click on and download it now, I come down here to this place and press Ctrl 0, browse, and if I open it now, you are going to see that I've actually added the details there. So this is how to create Word documents using Python. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you, and God bless.